Hello everyone. Welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Welcome to the session on 21/1/2023 quiz. So now in this particular session we will discuss about the most important issues that are there. The first most important one is India Sri Lanka quiz. As we have discussed, since it's very important for us to understand what is happening in Sri Lanka. You see, Sri Lanka Sri Lanka recently faced economic crisis, guys. And what are all the reasons for this is important. See, first one, Sri Lanka is mostly tourist based economy. Second, Sri Lanka's most important export is tea. Fine. Then recently they wanted to go for infrastructure like constructing ports and all in Sri Lanka. Now what happened? Due to COVID crisis, tourism was severely affected. Guys. Sri Lanka went for complete organic farming, because of which tea cultivation got affected. Infrastructure, they took loan from China, Japan, India, and many other countries and went for this. Especially, it is believed that Chinese money led to debt trap. That is, they gave more money than required, which led to trap. So, tourist, tea, and infrastructure. Now, with all this, there was a family of Rajapakse who were mainly responsible for all the trouble. Entire trouble was because of the family, as the family was corrupt and took away a lot of money. So this is one most important aspect that we all have to look into. So now after this, in Sri Lanka, there is a president called as Ranil Wickramasinghe. And Ranil Wickramasinghe, once he became president, right, he started developing good relations with India. He is in talks with China. He is in talks with Japan, guys. With three countries, he is in talks. India gave approximately $4 billion worth support to Sri Lanka. And India has also ensured that IMF will give some package to Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka is asking approximately $2.9 billion. Right, approximately it is asking $2.9 billion. Fine. These are all the important things, and India has given a letter to Sri Lanka saying that, letter to IMF saying that Sri Lanka will definitely repay the money. So they need assurances from China and Japan. So this is the picture of Ranil Wickramasinghe and Jai Shankar meeting and discussing. Charge sheets need not be put in public domain. Air India fined 30 lakh, pilot suspended over mid-air urination row. Because in that particular case, Air India, like pilot, it is mandatory for him to indicate if at all anything of that sort happens. That's why they have removed him. Job opportunities are reducing day by day, guys. Layoffs are increasing. One of the main reason for this is during COVID time, most of the companies, I'll just explain that particular aspect to you, what is happening. Yeah. So guys, basically during COVID, the most important thing was work from home, right? And during this time, what they wanted was employees, because of work from home, like let me say the company saved lot of money in travel, bill payments, electricity payments, in all these things. Company travel, like saved lot of money. So they brought as many employees as possible, because if you have more employees, like quickly you can complete the job, you can complete the work. So because of this, what they did, they ensured that more employees were taken. And during this, what happened, employees also took 2 to 3 jobs at a time, moonlighting, which we call. They also took 2 to 3 jobs at a time and managed. But now, what is happening? Job loss is increasing, mainly because they are back to office. If you're back to office, again travel, bill payments, and all increases, because of which the job losses are increasing. So it's not about slowing down of economy and all. Mostly with this change, there is hardly any autonomy at the panchayat level. Guys, it's a very good article. I'll just explain the things and I'll dictate some notes with respect to this. See, guys, when we talk about local government, that is panchayats. Panchayats get their money from taxes, from state government, from central government. They also get money from certain schemes of the government. These are the sources of money. Now in Telangana, the panchayat leaders are your sarpanch. And what these people have done, they have spent money for panchayat development, guys, thinking that government will give money. But government is not releasing funds on time. As government is not releasing funds on time, people who have spent the money, they are committing suicide. Second, even if funds come, sarpanch will not get access to the funds until and unless, like departments like pwd, environmental ministry, technical departments, they have to say yes to it, and they need money. So because of all this, in Telangana especially, Like, panchayats and all have become very worse functioning. And this is purely because of, the state government not releasing funds on time. So, if you are looking at complete autonomy to panchayats, then it is very, very important for us to ensure funds reach to them on time. This is a peculiar situation where politicians are spending money, but the government is not giving them money to spend. So this is really a difficult issue. So, guys, you write down here in such questions, guys, if you can start with a story like this. Balineni Tirupati, an up Sarpanch in Telangana's Jaishankar Bhupalpalli district, committed suicide due to indebtedness. He had taken out a loan to undertake development works in the village and was unable to bear the burden after the state government's inordinate delay in releasing bill payments. So when you write your story with these type of things, then you will get more marks, guys. Fine. So start with that, and then you write below panchayats. Panchayats get their funds, get their funds from their own sources of revenue, their own sources of revenue, like like local taxes, local taxes, comma revenue from common property resources. This common property resources can be lake, can be land. Find common property resources, etc., etc., comma grants in aid from, central and state governments, and discretionary or scheme based funds. Discretionary or scheme based funds. Next point, their own sources of revenue, their own sources of revenue constitute constitute tiny proportion, tiny proportion. Next point, state government is not disbursing money to panchayats, money to panchayats. Full stop. Most importantly, they require bureaucratic permissions to get the funds. Full stop. Most of the time is lost in getting funds, getting funds, and there is no accountability, and there is no accountability. So guys, that is one. Next most important issue is about China's old age problem, guys. So for geography optional, fine, and even for GS, sociology optional. Wherever population is there, it's important for us to talk about this. Fine. The last time China's population saw a decline was in 1961. Fine. In the midst of devastating famine following Mao's Great Leap Forward campaign, just try to write this, guys. Like this entire article, try to write once. I'll explain you. See what they're trying to say is in China, population is not only declining, it is also aging. See what happens when we talk about 15 to 59 years. This is the age group which will work. Now, China went for one child policy because of which significantly population reduced. In 2016, they made it two child policy, but still it is not able to cope up. Now, as the number of aged groups are increasing in China, working members are reducing. See, China old age is increasing, Japan old age is increasing, Korea old age is increasing, Italy old age is increasing, France, Germany old age is increasing. So when old age people increases, that would lead to more trouble. And that is one of the reason why China is having severe COVID related deaths. Fine. So I just want you to make a small note. Due to demographic change, due to demographic change, Chinese economy is declining, is declining. Full stop. When compared to 2010, when compared to 2010, in 2022, in 2022, working age group, working age group has reduced, has reduced by 75 million, by 75 million. Full stop. China, China is following, is following Japan's path, Japan's path, where Japan also had similar conditions in 1990. Okay. See guys, Supreme Court declines to entertain petitions on caste census. Yes, Bihar government want to go for caste census, try to collect data, and based on the data they want to give reservations, and at the same time elections are going to come, because of which they are trying to do all these things, guys. So other political parties are concerned about it, nothing much. Yes, he is Mahinda Rajapakse, whom Jaishankar met, but India meeting Rajapakse family, we don't know how exactly the people of Sri Lanka will see over a period of time. Next, guys, India Egypt to hold dialogue on defense ties during Sisi visit. See, guys, Abdel Fattah el Sisi, he is the president of Egypt, and he is visiting India mostly for Republic Day parade. And the moment he is visiting India, India is planning to sign agreements with them. And see, guys, there is an organization called as OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries. And in this, Pakistan and Turkey always try to say that India is trying to create trouble in Kashmir region. They always keep on criticizing about this, guys. Unfortunately, no one takes the stand, but still, OIC talks about Kashmir issue. In that, Egypt has played a very important role, and they have become neutral, and in turn, they have supported India in the Kashmir issue. So, India wants to thank Egypt and also increase good relations with them. And as I told you, Egypt is closer to Red Sea, especially Suez Canal region. So everything will be under their control. So if India is in good relations with them, it will benefit India. Political support key to make platforms pay news publishers. I&B new guidelines to regulate promotions on social media. Government policy muddle in stalling production of biodegradable plastic. See guys, a few months back, government told that single-use plastic must be banned in the country. Then you need to go for biodegradable plastic production. Fine. But for producing biodegradable plastic, you need permission from the environment department. And remember, if I put a plastic today, and for that plastic to biodegrade, it should degrade at least 90%, guys. And I have to wait for 2 years to know whether this is biodegradable or not. Now, because of this, what is going to happen in between? No ministry is ready to give signature saying that until and unless it is proven that 90% of it is degraded, we won't give you permission. So, because of this, what is happening? They are not able to produce more biodegradable plastic. These are all issues to include in your answers, nothing much. Yeah. Xi Jinping is speaking to troops along Indo-China border, guys, which is an indication that how much significance China is giving to border, especially with respect to India. And recently, the one who was present near Indo-China border was also elevated. So all this shows that China is taking Indo-China border seriously. And guys, Pakistan has lot of problem and they need money and they are going for money to everywhere. IMF they have visited and IMF is asking to give Pakistan has a $6 billion. IMF has said fine, we will give you, but give us uh, in writing that you will follow certain procedures, acting against terrorism, FATF, all these will become important. See, that's why when you have terrorism and all these aspects, and when you have economic crisis, no one will be helping you. Fine. So, guys, Google is again removing some 12,000 jobs, guys, which is a cause of concern. Yeah. So these are the issues, guys.